Alrighty. Welcome everyone to the Illinois Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Chelsea and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to the presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check on the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Illinois. I'm very excited to turn it over to our first presenter, and that's going to be Westminster College.
All right. Hello, everyone. It's great to see you today. My name is Rebecca Riley, and I'm an admissions counselor representing Westminster College, and we're located in Salt Lake City, Utah. So Westminster is a great place to expand your worldview, innovate for the future, and launch a meaningful life. We're located on a 32-acre campus in the heart of Salt Lake City's vibrant Sugar House neighborhood, and we're near lots of shops, restaurants. We're within walking distance of a grocery store and pharmacy. We're within just an hour's drive of several different ski resorts. We're just a few hours away from 5 different national parks. And then we're 10 minutes away from downtown, where you can see the Utah Jazz, visit museums, go to theaters or galleries. So we really have the best of both worlds here in our location. Westminster is a private, independent liberal arts college where students benefit from interdisciplinary learning through hands-on experiences. The liberal arts really allow you to explore other interests, make connections between different subjects, and broaden your knowledge in areas beyond your major. We have a total student enrollment of about 1,800 students, and about half of these students come from out of state. Westminster has a really close-knit, supportive community, and we're a teaching first institution as opposed to a research institution. And so that means that our professors are here because they want to teach, and that's their first priority. You're never going to be in a giant lecture hall with hundreds of students because our average class size is 15, and we cap all of our classes at 40. You'll have a really close relationship with your peers and your professor. You'll be on a first name basis with them, and many of them even give out their personal numbers so you can text them if you need help. We have over 50 different programs and majors for you to choose from. Some of our most popular are nursing, business, performing arts, biology, and outdoor education and leadership. You can even build a custom degree here. You could do public health and justice studies, art and biology, or dance and education. Westminster is a member of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and we're an NCAA Division II school, and we have 15 different NCAA Division II sports teams. All of the sports listed on there are men's and women's teams, except for volleyball. We just have a women's volleyball team. We also have club sports that you can participate in. Westminster has lots of different programs to support our student. If you're a first generation college student, we have programs geared towards your success, like the Legacy Program and McNair Scholars. If you're interested in research, Westminster offers incredible undergraduate research opportunities, especially through our Great Salt Lake Institute. If you're interested in writing, you can help with our student publications of the Ellipsis and the Forum. 85% of our students participate in internships or research by the time they graduate, so they have lots of opportunities for hands-on learning. Westminster has over 40 different clubs and organizations that you can participate in. We have some that are major specific and some that are more social, and you can always start a club if you can't find one that interests you. And they're all run through Associated Students of Westminster, which is our student government. You can see a full list of clubs and how to start one on our ASW website. Our students contributed over 500,000 hours of community service, and I feel like that really speaks to kind of our campus culture to give you an idea of what we're like here. Westminster has a 2-year on-campus living requirement, and so we do that because we really want our students to feel a strong sense of community. And research shows that students who live on campus are more likely to succeed in college. They perform better in class, they feel a greater sense of belonging, and they're more likely to graduate. We have two different styles of housing you can choose from in your first year. We have traditional, which is like a typical dorm room that you'll share with one other person. And we also have apartment style. So you'll get your own room and you share an apartment with 5 other students. We also have 24-hour campus patrol. So our campus is a really safe place to be. Westminster cares really deeply about our student success and their overall well-being. We offer a wide variety of student support services like free mental health counseling and career counseling. We have a writing center to help you become a better writer. We really want all of our students to experience success in all parts of their lives. There are a number of ways that students can receive financial aid here at Westminster. When you apply to Westminster, you're automatically considered for and receive some level of merit-based scholarship. And those range between $11,000 and $27,000, and that's per year. And so you can earn that for 4 years. If you send us your FAFSA, then we'll be able to tell you which federal grants and loans you qualify for, but it also helps you to be considered for need-based grants that are come directly from Westminster, and that's called our Griffin Grant. We also offer talent-based scholarships through our performing arts programs and athletics. If you want more information about ways to pay for college, that's a really great website to visit down at the bottom. If you are interested and want to apply to Westminster, we have a free application and we're on both the Common app, or you can fill out an application on our website. We just need your submitted application, a high school transcript, and we're a test optional school. So you can either send in your ACT or SAT score, or you can submit a personal essay. Some important dates for you to remember. December 1st is our early action deadline. So that means that if you apply by that December 1st deadline, you can expect to hear a decision back from us by January 1st. If you apply by February 1st, that's our regular decision deadline, and then we're rolling admissions after that. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help with anything you need, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next up, we have the University of Wyoming.
Okay, are we good to go? Can you see everything good? Perfect. Well, let's go ahead then and get started. I am Riley Trout. I'm an admissions representative here at the University of Wyoming. Just to give you guys a little bit of background about the University of Wyoming. We are in Laramie, Wyoming, and that is in the southeast corner of the state. To give you a little bit of direction, about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour west of Cheyenne, Wyoming, which is the capital, and then about 2 to 2.5 hours north of Denver, Colorado. A little bit about the University of Wyoming background information. We do have right around 11,829 students. This is overall enrollment for the university. On campus, you're going to see around 9,000 undergraduate students and about 10,000 undergraduates and graduate students. Our student to faculty ratio is 14:1. Personally, this is a great ratio to be able to connect with your professor, but then also to get that hands-on experience in your labs, but still be able to connect with your peers as well. Our average class size is sitting at 30. This does exclude freshman year, those freshman general education courses. After your freshman year, you're going to sit right at 30 classes. You could even sit a little bit below it, depending on what major you are selected in. For our overall enrollment on where our students are coming from, we do have all 50 states represented and 90 countries. And a little bit of breakdown further for you all. For fall 2021, we are sitting at 57% coming from the state of Wyoming, and the remaining 43% are coming from outside of the state. So out of state students within the United States, as well as other countries. Moving into majors, what you can study. So we have a total of 7 colleges, over 200 different areas of study, 80 different majors, and over 100 different minors in which students can choose from. We have anything from accounting all the way down to zoology. And then we also have 2 professional schools. So we have the Hobbs School for Environment and Natural Resources. And in addition to that, our School of Energy Resources. So a few different schools in addition to our 7 colleges. Moving into what we pride ourselves in. So here at the University of Wyoming, we have 17 Division I NCAA sports. That is both men's and women's. So a few only have obviously men's or women's, and then there are some that have both and men's and women's sports. We also have club sports in addition to intramural sports. Those are a step down from Division I. Club sports do still travel outside the University of Wyoming, and intramural sports are played within house. Some other things that we do pride ourselves in here at the University of Wyoming is we do have a Greek system. About 8 to 9% of our student body is made up of fraternity and sorority students. Moving along the line, we do have fine and performing arts. With fine and performing arts here at the University of Wyoming, our students do not have to major or minor within our fine and performing arts in order to take part in them. So if you wanted to be part of a band or an orchestra or a choir, you can do so with still majoring in accounting if that is what you are interested in. We have over 300 different areas of recognized student organizations. Those are different clubs. It's just a fancy way of saying clubs. And those range from academic clubs, our ASUW student government, which is the next bullet here, all the way down to a wide variety of different just fun clubs to get our students out of the residence halls connecting with other students. We also have education abroad. So our education abroad is actually growing, and it is a large endowment for our students. Actually the #1 largest endowment for study abroad in the nation. So our students can enjoy or receive different scholarships on top of the scholarships they're receiving from the University of Wyoming to go study abroad in one of our 400 different areas that they can select. And then we also have our multiple different ways that they can study abroad. So 3 different ways there. If you want to learn more about it, let's get you connected with our study abroad information. Moving forward into what else you can get involved in, not so much academically, but what else is in Laramie for you all to do. We're about 20 minutes away from top tier rock climbing. If you've never rock climbed before, that is okay. We do have our outdoor program to help our students learn how to rock climb if that's something that you want to do or to continue to do. We are about 30 to 45 minutes from ski and snow sports as well. We do have a ski area 45 minutes from campus as well. And we also just have groomed snowshoe trails if that is what you want to do out in the snow sports. We have close to 3 million acres of national forests for our students to take part in during all 4 of our seasons that we have here in Laramie, Wyoming. And then we are surrounded by different climbing, hiking, and bike trails. Most popular ones are about 15 minutes east of campus. That is up at our Kurt Gowdy State Park or Vita Vu. That is also where you will find rock climbing. Moving into the admissions process here, we do have a high school curriculum that we are looking for. 4 years of English, math, science, 4 years of additional coursework, and then 3 years of a social science. Within all of that, we will also be looking for your high school transcript, and we'll be looking for a 3.0 on that. Test optional for fall 2022. So remember that when you are submitting an application, and we are on the Common App as well as our website, uwyo.edu. Either of those, you can submit a $40 application fee to. Other than that, we're going to skip over scholarships. I don't have enough time for that, but if you guys have questions, feel free to shoot me an email, give me a call, or just visit our website there on the bottom, uwyo.edu. Thanks and have a great night, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. All right, next I'd like to call up Montana State University.
All right, everybody, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Anders Groseth, and I'm joining you from Montana State University, and we're located in Bozeman, Montana. For those of you who might not be familiar with Bozeman, Montana, we are down in the southwest corner of our state. We're about 90 miles north of Yellowstone National Park. And so for those of you who like the outdoor environment, as you've been hearing tonight, we have it as well. Being so close to Yellowstone National Park, if you have about an hour bubble around our community, we are within 1 hour of 2 different ski hills, Bridger Bowl and Big Sky. Obviously, Yellowstone National Park being so close, we have a wonderful resource for both recreation and academics. We do a lot of research in the park as well. So for those of you out there who are hikers, bikers, campers, skiers, we're a spot for you. But we're also really a college town. We're a community of about 60,000 people, including our student body population. And so we really have that college town vibe in terms of commercial shopping, local shopping, a great downtown space, and live music and everything in between that kind of reflects the pulse of a student body community. Talking about our campus specifically, in the fall of 2020, we were 16,249 students, and that makes us the largest university in the state of Montana. And that's something that we're really proud of. As you can see on the slide there, we are predominantly an undergraduate institution with over 14,000 of those students being undergrads. So that's a good base of students that are doing the exact same thing as you, right out of high school, pursuing that first degree. We're about a 50-50 split with in-state versus out-of-state students, which really creates a tight-knit community in terms of students gravitating towards one another through clubs and organizations or supporting our Division I sports teams to help kind of build the social circle, build your support system at the university level. So one of the things that I think is really nice about having so many students from different places is that it just builds the experience of what it is to be at a university, both inside and outside the classroom, in terms of kind of broadening your horizon with students from different backgrounds, having different worldviews and experiences. Moving into our academic areas of study, Montana State University is kind of a broad-based university. We have about 250 different areas of study, ranging from mechanical engineering to history and philosophy and everything in between. We have very strong programs in the pre-professional areas of study, being pre-law, pre-veterinary sciences, and pre-medicine. And then we provide a university studies program, which provides great support for students who are undecided on a major when they start their college career. In total, these 250 different programs are housed within 8 different academic colleges, and students receive an academic advisor specifically from their department who will help them throughout their 4 years at Montana State in registering for classes, degree progression, and making sure that at the end of 4 years, when you're getting ready to graduate, you will be graduating. Talking about academic opportunities, I mentioned Yellowstone National Park, and when I did, I mentioned research. We are a Research One institution as designated by the Carnegie Foundation. And so of more than 4,000 colleges and universities across the country, we're on a list of 130 schools that has been designated as this R1 institution. This last year, we broke our research record in terms of dollars spent. We spent $192 million on student research opportunities. And so no matter what a student studies at Montana State, be it the creative arts, the med sciences, or engineering or business, every degree program has a research or creative experience built into the curriculum. So you have to do something original to push your field forward before we're going to let you graduate. We want you to get your fingernails dirty. We want you to have fun with your education because we feel like that's what's going to make you the best student that you can be in the long run. In terms of our admissions requirements, we work on a rolling admissions policy, so our application sort of never closes. We don't work on deadlines like a lot of schools choose to. We want you to place the college search process into your own hands. And so with rolling admissions, we don't require any essays or letters of recommendation, which allows us to have a very quick turnaround time from when a student will submit an application to when they hear back and have their acceptance letter in their hands. As long as they meet one of the 4 criteria that you see at the bottom of the page, an 11, 20 or higher ACT, or a SAT, I should say, 22 or higher ACT, graduating with a 2.5 GPA, or graduating ranked in the top half of their class. If the student has any one of those 4 requirements, they'll be automatically admitted to Montana State University. And I do want to bring note specifically to that asterisk that you see that starting in 2021, Montana State University and most of the public schools in the state of Montana did go test optional. And so primarily what a lot of students are using to be admitted these days is just their credentials coming out of high school. For our scholarship opportunities, I heard somebody say this earlier, we have a program called the Achievement Award Program, and this is an automated scholarship system in which once a student applies to Montana State University, they're automatically considered for an achievement award based off of their GPA coming out of high school. These awards range from a $2,000 per year all the way up to a $15,000 per year scholarship. And then on top of these awards that are offered through admissions, there's different departmental scholarships based on your major or area of study that will stack right up on top. Think about it like Legos. We just keep stacking scholarship and financial aid opportunities on top of one another to make sure that students have as much financial backing as possible. For anybody who is either considering or maybe has already applied and been admitted to Montana State University, there's a couple of dates and just kind of priority tasks to make sure that you take care of moving forward. One is scholarships. If we offer you a scholarship, you're not bound to it. You don't have to pay it back or anything else along those lines. So when you're offered a scholarship, we encourage you to accept that scholarship. And then opening on October 1st will be our housing application. And that application is open from October 1st with a priority deadline of March 1st in order to be in the best position possible to receive your housing assignment. And then signing up for a new student orientation, which is where you'll sign up for your classes for the first time with that academic advisor. So those are some things to keep in mind. Also, I want to stay in touch with everybody, so I'll throw this in the chat, but this is my contact information. We hope to keep in touch with you throughout the rest of your college search. I appreciate your time tonight, and I hope the rest of the fair goes well for everybody. So I appreciate it. Thanks all.
Thanks so much for that. We appreciate your time. All right, next up, College for Creative Studies.
Share my screen really quickly. All right. Everyone disappeared when I shared my screen, so I wanted to make sure I can see you all. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brandy Keeler. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions here at the College for Creative Studies, which is located in the heart of Detroit, Michigan. Our college is geared towards helping students who have an interest in art or design, the visual arts, help them to get an amazing education that will grow their talents, elevate their passion so that they can become the next generation of creative change makers in this world. So I'm going to share a little bit of information today about our school and our programs. So CCS was actually born in Detroit, Michigan in 1906. So we've been around for over 100 years. We actually started as the Society for Arts and Crafts. And we've grown since then from this traditional notion of craft, from making physical objects into a wide variety of disciplines. But even our design majors are making things with their hands. That's something that's at our core and our root. We're located in the cultural center of Detroit, otherwise known as Midtown Detroit, which is one of the top 10 up and coming neighborhoods in the country, according to USA Today. There's a huge influx of people moving to Detroit because we're a city of makers, of innovators, of creators. Detroit is currently the first and only city in the US to be awarded the United Nations UNESCO City of Design designation. So when people are looking across the world for innovators in the realm of design, they are looking first at Detroit. The city itself is especially known, the downtown area of Detroit is especially known as the Motor City, but we're much more than that. We're home to a large biking culture, the Detroit Institute of Arts, Easter Market, which is our largest outdoor farmers market, a diverse music scene, growing mural landscapes, and much more. It's a really exciting place to be for an education. And our students not only get to learn in this amazing environment, but they're also enjoying living in this inspiring community on either of our sides of campus in our loft style or apartment style dormitories. Alrighty, so to introduce CCS, I'd like to talk about a few different things that set us apart, aside from us being an art school, which makes us a little bit of an anomaly there. Our size, our setting, our outstanding facilities, the breadth of our majors, the professional industry level faculty who are working in their industry, bringing the knowledge to the classroom, all of these things set us apart. So we are a private, nonprofit, and fully accredited art institution. So we're accredited by the Association for Independent Colleges of Art and Design. And we offer a Bachelor's of Fine Arts degree in 11 majors and a certification in art education in as well as some master's degrees programs here at CCS. So, sorry, my slides, here we go. So we're really proud of our diverse student body, which includes a student faculty ratio of 9:1, so very small classroom size, like you would expect at a private school, with classes not exceeding 21 students. So we don't do large lecture halls, and moreover, our classes, 2/3 of your classes are studio classes where you're actively making work within your major. Students actually start off in their major first semester freshman year at CCS. So that makes a big difference between us and some of the larger universities out there. In addition to our undergraduate degrees, we also offer 20 minors. So you can see here on the left, all of our Bachelor of Fine Arts degrees like art practice, concept design, which is a very rare major. It's our only competitive major at CCS, transportation design, fashion design. We're one of the few schools in the world that offers a BFA in glass art. But in addition to these majors you see here, we also offer 20 minors, 9 emphases, and 6 master's degrees, both MFA and MAs. And we want our students to be well-rounded. So about a third of the curriculum outside of those studio classes are liberal arts based. So students are still taking history, science, and English, but those classes are actually geared around what a student may be pursuing. So instead of a generic history class, you may be taking the history of animation or the history of game design because it pertains to your major. And the great thing about being a CCS student is that if you have multiple areas of interest, you do have the ability to minor in another area of your choosing. Forgive me, my slides are a little sticky today. All right, so we're really proud of the awards that we've earned, and they're a testament to the success of our alumni and their experiences. So we're actually named one of the top 3 art and design schools in the country, according to LinkedIn. This is significant because that data is based on employment. Students working in the positions related to their field of study. We're actually named the best value school by both Money and Pay Scale magazine because they find that our students' average starting salary of $51,000 to $81,000 far exceeds the cost of tuition. So our students are seeing a high return on investment. And I won't go down the full list of all the designations that we have with College, Factual, Niche, Learn.org, Design Intelligence. We'd be here all day. But know that we are doing our best to make sure our students have a high quality education. And for any transfer students out there, we are one of the few colleges in the state of Michigan that's an art school designated as a transfer honor roll school. So we're really proud of that, making sure all types of students are welcome on our campus. And our alumni, they have amazing careers at companies they've always dreamed of working at: Nike, Apple, Disney, Google, CNN, National Geographic, Pixar, the list goes on. And this is because of our career development office, which offers excellent internship opportunities. We have recruitment events where companies actually come to campus. Over 450 companies have come in the last 3 years, over 100 of those companies international, to recruit students for opportunities like internships and jobs. Many of our students are doing work really quickly within the program. So I feel like I'm probably short on time here, so I'm gonna speed things up. But really quickly, I just want to talk about the admissions process here at CCS. If a student is interested, we do have a free online application that is separate from Common App. It's our own application. It doesn't have to be done at the same time that the rest of the admissions process, which includes submitting an 8 to 12 piece portfolio and submitting your high school transcripts. We do automatically consider all of our applicants for merit-based scholarship simply by completing the admissions process. We also have our own need-based grants that we can award to students once they complete their FAFSA and submit that. So I hope you all consider learning more about CCS. I will place in the chat box a link to our virtual admissions folder. If you all have questions at all, we'd love to connect with you and help you pursue your creative future. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. All right, next up we have Oakland University.
All right, good evening, everybody. My name is Drew Huff. I am an admissions advisor with Oakland University. Happy to be speaking with you all today. I want to go through just kind of a brief presentation about who we are, where we are, and what we are. So OU is located in Rochester, Michigan. We are about 45 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes north of downtown Detroit, over in the Detroit metro area. Very suburban area ourselves, but we are close to a lot of really awesome things that I'll kind of talk about in a few minutes here. But to give you a general idea of kind of what type of school we are, we're a medium-sized institution. We have just under 19,000 students attending OU as of the fall 2020, looking very similar to that number for the fall of 2021, with the majority of our students being at the undergraduate level. We have an average undergraduate course size of about 35 students per course, and we have over 300 different student organizations. We are primarily a research-based institution, which I think is a huge benefit to the type of institution we are, because students get the opportunity to participate in that research starting their freshman year. So there's a lot of really awesome opportunities that are part of being a research institution. talking to you a little bit about the application process here. We are on rolling admissions. So as you heard before too, we don't have any admissions deadlines. We essentially, our application is open throughout the entire school year, starting, opening generally July 1st, the summer between your junior and senior year. It is open year round for you to submit that application. We of course encourage you, the sooner the better, but you definitely have time. We are, as many other institutions, fall test optional for the fall of 2021 and of course for the fall of 2022 upcoming as well. Hopefully something that will continue after the fall of 2022, but that has not quite been determined yet. And we have no enrollment fees. So as I'll talk about in a little bit, we don't have any application fee for our application and no fee to actually be enrolled here at the university, no deposit to put down, anything like that. So there's some of the advantages to applying to OU. Now about OU and our academics, we have more than 140 different undergraduate programs that students can choose from, ranging in a wide variety of areas. So you can see some of our schools and colleges listed here. Primarily, we have our liberal and arts and science degrees within our College of Arts and Sciences, including our School of Music, Theater, and Dance. But we do have specialized schools in business, education, engineering, health sciences, and nursing. So there are a lot of different programs that students can choose from here at OU. We want to keep those options diverse for students who may not know what they want to go into or have a very specific idea of what they want to go into to get into that field in their future. A couple points of pride about OU. We are the #1 safest public university in the state of Michigan, top 5 LGBTQ plus inclusivity in the state of Michigan, and we offer a variety of free services and initiatives that we highlight here too. But just a couple of the points about OU that make us really special as it relates to our surrounding area as well. Living on campus is an option for all of our students here at OU, but it is required for none of our students here at OU. We have just over 3,000 students generally living on campus, so that number is obviously a lot smaller than the total number of students that go to OU. So we do have a lot of students that commute from our area. We're in a very, like I said, suburban area with a lot of students that do commute or stay at home, but our on-campus living community is very vibrant, very close-knit group of people. As an alum of OU, I'm from a very small town on the other side of the state of Michigan from where Oakland is, and I loved living on campus. We have 7 different residence halls and 2 student apartment complexes that students can choose from, and it offers a lot of really awesome opportunities for our students. You can see pictured here Hillcrest Hall, our newest hall, which was just built in 2018. General overview of our cost of attendance, you're looking at generally about an average cost of attendance for about $25,000 per year. That's split up between your 2 main costs of tuition and housing. Now these rates are of course averages and before any sort of financial aid, scholarships, or anything like that are applied, which there is a lot of. We encourage you to go to oakland.edu/financial services to look a little bit more of those different grants and scholarships that might be available for you. One of which that I want to touch on specifically for our students tonight is the out-of-state award that we offer, the non-resident award. So for out-of-state students, if you qualify for admission to the university, which is a 2.5 GPA, I didn't touch on that earlier, but we're looking generally for a 2.5 cumulative GPA and test optional, as I mentioned. If you meet that criteria, you're automatically eligible for our out-of-state award. So that award covers the difference between out-of-state and in-state tuition for you. So our out-of-state students essentially all are paying in-state tuition to live to go here to OU. Now there is a stipulation to live on campus for your first 2 years as an out-of-state student, but these in-state tuition rates can really help you out, especially within your first 2 years of college. One other financial piece I like to touch on top of those types of scholarships, and that non-resident award that I mentioned is one of our many automatic merit-based scholarships. I encourage you to go to our website to look at those different ones that are available, but we have absolutely no fees here at OU. We consider ourselves a fee-free institution. No parking fee, no fee to register for classes, no application fee, as I mentioned, no fee to go to your orientation or use any of the resources on campus. Everything that you're paying for in your tuition is included. Anything that's supplied by the university is included with what you're already paying for with your tuition or for your cost to live on campus. We have a thriving student life. As I mentioned, over 300 different student organizations. We are Division I, NCAA Division I athletic organization. So we have 18 Division I teams, including now esports is our newest addition onto campus. As I mentioned, over 18,000 students. I encourage you to go to oakland.edu/campus life. It really highlights a lot of the great parts about being on campus here at OU. So definitely something to look at. Our surrounding area, as I mentioned, we're about 45 minutes away from downtown Detroit. As Brandy mentioned in the last presentation, Detroit is an amazing city, and we always encourage our students to get involved in our surrounding businesses and take the trip down to Detroit. But we also have a lot right in our immediate area, and including on campus. You can see some of the different things we offer here. As I mentioned, apply today, oakland.edu/apply, completely free to do. Doesn't take you cost you anything other than the time it takes to do the application. That QR code might not work, but feel free to look at my contact information here. You can visit oakland.edu/future students or oakland.edu/visit for more information. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of your night.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, and last but not least, University of Michigan, Ann Arbor.
Whew, thought that wasn't going to work for a second. Hi, everybody. My name is Brian Cusack. I'm a recruitment coordinator at the University of Michigan. I'm filling in for my colleagues, Megan Lakatos and Rachel Taylor, who are both of our reps for the state of Illinois. Happy to pass on their contact information a bit later tonight. Now, before we get started, and before we start today's overview, we do want to acknowledge that Michigan resides in the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary lands of the Anishinaabe people. In 1817, the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi nations made the single largest land transfer to the University of Michigan through the Treaty at Fort Meigs so that their children could be educated. We recognize the history of displacement of Native communities that facilitated the founding of the university and acknowledge the sovereignty of tribal lands and reaffirm the contemporary and ancestral Anishinaabe ties to this land, as well as the profound contributions of Native Americans to the University of Michigan. And just as we acknowledge the ancestry of the land in which we live, we're also compelled to speak to both the reality and serious impacts of racial injustice in our country. Black lives matter, and we acknowledge the active role our university must play in the conversation around addressing and combating racial and systemic injustices and in forging a path towards positive change. Now, recognizing that Michigan is still a majority white institution, we are focused on improving our climate of diversity to be supportive of all members of our community. I'll share some resources in the chat a bit later on that detail some of our campus goals, student offices, and the university's anti-racism initiatives. So jumping into the heart of the presentation, many of you may know the University of Michigan is located in Ann Arbor, which if you're looking at a map, kind of puts it about right here where the palm meets the thumb if you're looking at the state of Michigan. Ann Arbor is consistently rated as one of the best college towns in America, as well as being one of the best places to live and work. And a great statistic that's unfortunately not reflected on the screen is that Ann Arbor is also one of the best cities in the country for dating. So if you haven't had any luck yet in high school, that could change if you come to the University of Michigan, though I make no promises about that whatsoever. In terms of what students do outside of the classroom at Michigan, Ann Arbor is famous for hosting a variety of concerts and fairs throughout the year. We have a pretty famous art fair that takes place every summer and draws artists from all over North America. We're home to over 300 restaurants with cuisine from around the world. And athletics is also a pretty big part of student and city life at the University of Michigan. We do have 29 different varsity teams and have won 58 national championships, the most recent of which was women's gymnastics this past spring. And I do want to say that women's basketball, men's basketball, and hockey are all looking very good this year. I hope I didn't jinx it. And same thing with football, knock on wood. So at the University of Michigan, we draw our students from every county in the state of Michigan, every state in the United States, and more than 100 countries from around the world. As you can see on the screen here, we also draw quite a few students from Illinois. So if you do end up coming to the University of Michigan, you'll be around a lot of other Chicagoans and other students from the state of Illinois itself. But just beyond that geographic diversity, our students also identify with a diversity of backgrounds, races, religions, cultures, and educational interests. About 14% of our students identify as being the first in their family to attend college. 19% of students are Pell eligible, 27% identify as students of color, and 17% of students identify as being part of the LGBTQ+ community. And that vibrant campus community, coupled with the opportunity to learn alongside your peers, not only enhances your UM education, but also prepares you to work, live, and collaborate with others for a lifetime to come. Now, on campus, the University of Michigan is made up of 19 different schools and colleges. Of those 19, 14 are available to our undergraduate students. Of those 14, 7 accept first-year applicants. Those 7 are the College of Engineering, the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts, the School of Nursing, the School of Kinesiology, School of Music, Theater, and Dance, School of Art and Design, and the College of Architecture. Across these 14 undergraduate programs, though, we offer over 280 different degrees, of which 70% are ranked in the top 10 of their fields nationally, and 90% are ranked in the top 20. We like to say at Michigan that means that no matter what it is you end up studying at the university, you'll be studying with the leaders and the best in your particular area of interest. And while Michigan is an admittedly large public institution, we have about 30,000 undergraduate students. Our student faculty ratio is only 15-1, and a full 84% of our courses have fewer than 50 students in them. So if you do happen to end up in a larger class, it'll likely be something during your first year when you're taking more of those introductory courses. But those large classes will still have smaller discussion sections wherein you and about 25 to 30 of your classmates will sit down with your instructor throughout the week and throughout the semester to make sure that you are keeping up with the material that you're covering in that particular course. Now, outside the classroom, there's plenty of ways for Michigan students to get involved and find their community. And one of the main ways that students will do that is going to be through student organizations. Now, Michigan currently has over 1,600 student organizations registered with the university. These range from community service organizations to politically active organizations to professional and social business fraternities and sororities to even some wackier organizations that Michigan is pretty well known for. We have not one, not two, but 3 different stand-up comedy clubs. So if you're somebody who wants to become the next Trevor Noah, you could get that professional experience at the University of Michigan and perform at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase downtown, which is a great place to go if you get a chance to check it out. And my personal favorite club is that Michigan is actually one of the few institutions that has a real life ice carving team. So if you've ever wanted to take a chainsaw or a flamethrower to a block of ice, you can literally do that as a student at the University of Michigan, though I do ask that you be very, very careful if you choose to join that club. Another way that students get involved outside the classroom is through research at the university. Now, Michigan's been ranked as the #1 public research institution in the US for the past few years. It has about $1.6 billion in funding for various research projects. And the great thing is it's something you all can get involved in as early as your first year on campus through the Undergraduate Research Opportunity Program. And I see Chelsea has popped back on, so that means that I am out of time. So I'll go ahead and share some links in the chat about how you guys can go ahead and apply to be a Michigan Wolverine. But thank you for joining us here tonight.
Thank you so much for that. That was awesome. Okay, so I am going to. Alrighty, so I am going to wrap it up. We are just about at that time. So let's see here. Alrighty, so I just wanted to say thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you to our awesome presenters. Those were really, really, really informative and great presentations. When you close this window, there will be a very quick link to a 5-question survey. We appreciate any feedback that you can provide. I believe the next session is coming up. If you are interested in any of those, feel free to jump in. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as the other session's recording at strivescan.com/Illinois. So it looks like everybody's popping back on to say some final goodbyes. So thanks again, everyone, for being here and have a really great night.